If you need some inspiration or just want good company, whatever you are looking for, you'll find it here indeed, in meaningful mornings. Meaningful mornings. Meaningful mornings.
Welcome to Meaningful Mornings. I want you to visualize a cat. This is on a piece of paper, and then a maze. Here's the cat, here's the maze. And the end of the maze, there's a bowl of milk. Now for us, when we look at this, we quickly look at what's the fastest way or only way through this maze. Yes? What I saw was this cat bypassed the maze and went directly to the milk. Why go through the maze? And that is the difference between how an adult thinks and a child thinks. All the adults analyze the maze. All the children, why go through the maze? That is a beautiful reflection of we are all better in satsang. When we associate, like we are now, with aspirations to be noble, we don't try to be happy indirectly through good weather or people liking us, but we try to be happy directly coming from our own quietude of mind. Chapter 1, verse 4, some of the personalities on the Pandava side are highlighted like Virata. Virata is the leader whom the Pandavas stayed with when they were in exile. Like Drupada. Drupada is the father of the leader of the Pandava army, the present leader. We continue, chapter 1, verse 5. Drishtaketushchekitanaha Kashirajascha viryavan Purujit kunti bhojascha Shebhyascha narapungavaha. More of the personalities on the Pandava side are highlighted, and they're all great. They're all Maharatahas, just like all of you, correct? Extremely focused. We can do 10,000 things at one time. Some of their names are Drishtaketu, Chekitanaha, the king of Kashi. They're all Viryavan, which means brave. The next line, more names, Purujit, Kunti Bhoja, Shebya. They're all Narapungavaha, which means they're the best. Duryodhana is telling this to Drona. Drona already knows this. And Duryodhana is saying this because he's afraid. And one way to hide fear is to compare. Where's the grass the greenest? Where you water it. What grass is Duryodhana watering? He's focused more on what he doesn't have rather than what he has. So this fear is expressed in different ways. What's highlighted in this verse and a few other verses, he is being comparative. And when you compare, you naturally then feel jealous and naturally then feel inferior. One personality that's important here is Kunti Bhoja. Kunti Bhoja is the biological father of Pritha. Pritha is the biological mother of Partha, whom I've explained already, but some of you are looking up, trying to recall in your brain when I shared this. So more popularly, Kunti Bhoja, and my apologies. Yes, Kunti Bhoja, he is the father of Kunti. And Kunti's son is Kaunteya, who is one of the main personalities in the Bhagavad Gita, that is Prince Arjuna. Okay, all those connections are clear? There is no more philosophy in verse 5, so I shall share some from Acharya Shankara's commentary and Swami Tejomayananda's teachings. From divinity has come creation. The word used for divinity is Narayana. Narayana is made up of two words, Nara, Ayana. Nara means humans, and Ayana means path. So really, Narayana or divinity is the path for all of us, is the purpose of being a human to feel divine. How do you feel divine? First, you have to live by dharma, or be responsible. That pulls divinity, which pulls delight. What is the purpose of Meaningful Mornings? To be independently joyous, to be delighted. Adharma, you can call that viciousness or being irresponsible, that doesn't last. Adharma has no support. And the implication of this for us, number one, have more faith. The more we read the news, we think the world is going to end, happiness is going to end. Viciousness, adharma, has no base, and so will not last. I'll share more about that in terms of how the divine protects dharma, and making this even more subjective. We are all adharmic sometimes, irresponsible, mean. The divine overlooks this as long as we're trying to be dharmic, trying to be virtuous. Yesterday, when I went to pick up Vyasa from daycare, I took Shuka with me too. So Shuka had his little container of snacks. I gave Vyasa his. And near his daycare, they're building something. So there was two huge cranes there, and he was so excited that he dropped all of his snacks. And I was sharing Vyasa, we should try to do one thing at a time. You were excited and that's why you knocked over all of this. And he said, I'm sorry, Appa, it was a mistake. And when someone says that, why did you do it? Now you clean it, you eat that off the ground, right? You just let it go then. There is a period of irresponsibility, but he's trying to be responsible. So in this micro example, I overlooked that. Now extrapolate that to everything we've done in life. We've hurt people, we've made mistakes, as long as we're trying to be better, trying to be the greatest, the divine overlooks that. A dharma has no base. From inspiration to application. Yesterday's application was you deciphering one message per verse. Can you share with me what was the message that you invoked from verse 4? Some have shared to be focused. Being afraid is no way to live. Do not instigate another to talk less. The cause expresses as the effect. Awesome. And did you live that? This is only studying Bhagavad Gita, not living Bhagavad Gita. I also extrapolated how some of these personalities are magnificent in terms of focus. And if they can be like that, such personalities exist, we can all be like that too. When Gandhiji was in prison, he was imprisoned. What he would often do when he felt less, when he felt dejected, is open a page of Bhagavad Gita, read it, reflect on it. And that brought him physical and mental strength. We all know that. You do the same. And I ended up finding that pocket-sized Gita. Can you all see that? So like I said, this is like 3 rupees, which essentially is free. And like Gandhiji, like the founders of Gita Press Gorakhpur, you should never be separate from Bhagavad Gita. Physically was their aspiration, but definitely not mentally. That's why we're studying every verse for decades. Maybe not years, it may turn into decades. Here's your application for this morning. I want you to research all of the 18s, the number 18, all of the 18s associated with Bhagavad Gita. There are lots. Slowly, I'll share some of those. You do your research first. Announcements-wise, our calendar for February has been posted everywhere. Highlights are our community call is tonight. This is through Facebook for me to answer any questions you have. And our Devi class, that's coming up on the 19th, our Hanuman Chalisathon on the 20th. We have our mentorship program workshop on the 21st. So print off the calendar so that you don't miss any of these opportunities. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be safe, be sound, be serene, be happiness.